Have you ever noticed how love doesn't always break because of betrayal, but because of silence? How sometimes the real danger isn't what happens, but what we imagine happens when we stop talking. This is the story of love, trust, and how one unspoken doubt can slowly destroy something beautiful. Once, in a quiet and peaceful corner of the forest, far away from hunters and storms, lived a kind and hardworking fox named Oliver. He was known throughout the forest for his skillful paws. He built warm dens, strong fences, and beautiful wooden huts using fallen branches and smooth stones. Animals trusted him because Oliver didn't just build houses, he built safety. One morning, while repairing the fence around his den, Oliver heard a soft, cheerful voice behind him. "Need a hand with that?" He heard. He turned and saw a graceful squirrel with bright eyes and a playful smile. Her name was Sophie. She was new to the forest, curious and full of life. Oliver smiled and said jokingly, "Only if you don't mind getting your paws dusty." They laughed together, and that laugh became the beginning of something special. From that day on, they spent more and more time together. They shared acorns, walked beside the stream, gazed at the stars, and talked about dreams that didn't yet exist. Oliver taught Sophie how to build small furniture from tree bark. Sophie taught Oliver how to move lightly during rain without slipping. Slowly, without realizing it, they fell deeply in love. Together they built a beautiful home inside a tall tree beside a calm stream. Oliver worked all day, strengthening their shelter, while Sophie filled it with flowers, paintings, music, and warmth. Forest animals often whispered, "They are the perfect pair." And for a while, they truly were. One day, a raccoon named Victor arrived in the forest. He was charming, talkative, and claimed to be a traveler who explored distant woods. He told stories of places no one had seen. When he saw Sophie's paintings on the tree walls, his eyes widened. "You have real talent," he said. "In the big woods across the river, your art would be famous." Sophie smiled politely but shook her head. "This is my home," she said softly. "I create from the heart and my heart is here." Still, Victor kept visiting. He brought rare berries, colorful paints, and endless compliments wrapped in stories. Sophie enjoyed listening. Oliver noticed but said nothing. At first, it didn't bother him. One afternoon, Oliver returned home earlier than usual. He saw Victor showing Sophie a golden feather he claimed to have found far away. They were laughing. Victor held Sophie's paw for a brief moment, then let go. It meant nothing to Sophie, but to Oliver, it planted a seed. That evening, Oliver sat quietly by the fire. Sophie noticed the change. "Are you all right?" she asked gently. "You seem distant," Oliver forced a smile. "I'm just tired," he said. But the tiredness didn't leave. In the days that followed, Oliver left early and returned late. His laughter disappeared. Doubt crept into his heart like a cold wind. Sophie tried to cheer him up with songs and surprises, but nothing worked. One night, Sophie finally asked, "Do you not trust me anymore?" Oliver looked at the floor. "Why is Victor always around?" he asked. "He's just a friend," Sophie replied calmly. "He likes my art," but Oliver had already stopped listening. Suspicion had grown louder than her voice. One stormy night, Oliver returned home and saw Victor's scarf inside the treehouse. His heart broke instantly. He didn't ask. He didn't wait. He packed his bag and walked away in silence. Sophie ran after him, calling his name. "Oliver, please wait." "You're mistaken." But he never turned back. Days turned into months. Oliver moved deeper into the forest, building shelters for others but never one for himself. He was busy, but never happy. Sophie stayed in the treehouse, waiting, hoping. One day, Oliver wandered into a forest fair. His eyes stopped on a painting. It showed two animals dancing beneath a sky full of stars. The title read, "When Love Was Believed." His heart froze. "Who is the artist?" he asked. "Sophie Willow," someone replied. "She paints memories." People say she still waits in the same tree. Oliver felt tears fall for the first time in months. That evening, he returned to the treehouse they built together. The paint had faded. The flowers were dry, but the warmth was still there. Sophie sat on the same wooden step. When she saw him, her eyes filled with both joy and sadness. Oliver knelt beside her and said softly, "I didn't believe in you. My doubt destroyed what we had," Sophie whispered. "I never needed you to be perfect. I only needed you to trust me." Under the stars, they held each other's paws again, not with secrets, but with honesty. This story reminds us of a powerful truth. Love doesn't survive on feelings alone. It survives on trust, communication, and courage. When we let fear speak louder than truth, we lose what matters most. Ask, listen, talk, because silence can break love faster than any mistake ever could.